Hi, Vanessa. We're back.
Hi, Carolyn. I'm so happy to be with you today.
Me too.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to do a short version of my intuitive development with your spirit guides session.
Oh, goody.
What we're going to do is we're going to meet some of your spirit team, some members of your spirit team, and they're going to introduce themselves to you, talk a little bit about your own intuitive skills and how to develop those further. And then we'll open up to any questions that you may have regarding what they've said to you today. You may see me looking down. That means that I'm writing.
Me too.
I do that to ground the information because oftentimes it comes in very quickly. And you may also see me looking over my shoulders like this, but usually more to this side. And that usually means I'm receiving the information because your guides will step through to me as if they're in my room with me.
Okay, good.
So you'll see me actually looking like, and that usually means I'm communicating with them. Does it mean that I'm not paying attention to you or off in my
Okay.
own? Okay. So let's see who your first guide who wants to step forward is. Okay. I have a female guide stepping forward for you, and she says her name is Samantha.
Oh,
Interesting. She says that she is your primary guide, so she's been with you for life.
oh, wow.
She's very feminine, has a very feminine presence, and feels very comforting, very loving. She's got long hair, and it appears light to me, so I'm going to go with blonde, but it's very, very long. She's sending you her unconditional love, saying, I love her. Just tell her I love her. She says she's very proud of you. She says she's watched you since you've grown up. She's showing me you playing on the swings as a child and playing. And she has very much of a motherly energy watching over you, very guarding you, watching over you, but also there's a sense of pride. So there's that sense of when you're a mother and you're just so proud of your child. That doesn't mean to say that she looks at you as if you're a child, but it's more of she's showing me how she feels towards you. You can connect to her best by going within your heart and connecting to your heart. And she's showing me you sitting quietly in a chair or even in moments in your bedroom when you're alone. Perhaps it's because your bedroom is a very comforting space for you and you feel very relaxed and safe there and very serene in there. I don't know what your bedroom looks like or if you have it decorated that way, but it feels very nice. And she's showing me you sitting there and laying your hand over your heart, saying her name to how she feels and her love for you. Ah, now she's really getting into the nitty-gritty. Oh, okay. She's saying there's a reason there's a motherly energy with you, and it's because she was your mother in a past life, and that's the connection that you two share. You were her daughter, and you Okay. So the past life that you shared with Samantha was during World War II. You both were in France, near Paris, or in Paris. You were a child, and she lost you.
Oh.
So this is why she has such a motherly connection with you this time around in this relationship with her as your guide.
Wow.
Oftentimes, our guides will have connections with us like that, where we've shared many lives with them, or maybe just one life.
Mm.
Sometimes our guides haven't had any sort of past life with us. So it can be either or. It's not always the case. But she definitely wanted to be with you this time around to watch you grow up. And that's why she's saying, I'm so very proud of you, because she didn't get the chance to see you grow up in that way.
Wow.
So this is her way of having that connection with you now.
Hmm.
Okay. She's stepping back now and allowing another guide to come in. So this is hilarious because this is something you just had mentioned to me about Clarence. And they're saying, well, did you think that we weren't going to show up? Did you think we weren't going to come? This is it's interesting because it's not specifically an individual spirit, but it feels very masculine in the sense that it has more of this kind of structured, forward moving energy. It's very action, sort of doing. It's I guess you wanted that this time, and this incarnation was to have that kind of go, do it, get it done kind of thing in your life. And so you needed that support system in your guides to kind of push you and to ignite you to move through that and to get a lot of stuff done. Lots.
That's absolutely right on.
So they're saying it's all right that you call us Clarence, but there's 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
It's a group of 3. They have masculine energy, but they're not necessarily men. But they're appearing to me as men, and this is interesting. They're appearing to me as 3 men that are wearing page boy caps, and they look like circa 1920s, I believe. They look like newspaper men. They look like they get it done, and they keep pushing that energy of deadlines and getting it done, and let's move here, and we're going to go do here, and we're going to go do here. And they're making me think of the movie My Girl Friday with Cary Grant. And they're just like, we got to do this, and we got to do this, and we got to go over here, and let's do this, and you got this. And they work very much as a team. Let's see if they'll tell me a little bit more about themselves. Oh. They're saying they come from the star system Orion.
Oh, wow.
And this star system is very much of a masculine type energy. It's very much a go out there and get it done type of energy.
Is one of them named Jeremiah?
They're showing me that Jeremiah is actually separate from them. We can get to that. We can get to that. Yeah, Jeremiah is actually another guide. These three are not necessarily three different beings.
Okay,
They show up in a force of three.
gotcha.
It's like they keep showing me bam, 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 get it done, get it done, get it done. But they're one energy. They're one whole energy that comes through in threes.
Okay.
Something really big about that 3 number with you, and there's some significance with the number 3, like third time's the charm type thing. Or keep trying, keep first time, second time, try third time, and you get it right. It's something about determination. Oh, it didn't go right this time, I'm going to do it again. Oh, well, okay, that didn't went so bad, but I'm going to do it again. And they're showing me that kind of energy, and that's what they help you with. You have a connection to that star system, which they're saying is a past sojourn there. So you've had a life there.
Oh, wow.
So they said originally it's okay to go ahead and call them Clarence. They are coming through as 3. So they come through as 3, but yet they're one energy, but they come through as 3 different facets of themselves. This is really interesting. Okay, I see. So what it is it's one energy that's coming through with 3 different aspects of their own incarnations to help you. Now, what this means is each spirit guide appears in how they choose to appear. Now, sometimes this can be something that they know will be accepted by you. So say if you're a little bit tentative about anything that's otherworldly, they're going to come through to you as something very comfortable, as a man or woman or even a child or even an older person. Other times, they will come through to you based on another aspect of an incarnation that they've had, perhaps even their most favorite incarnation, or even an incarnation that they shared with you. So they may come through as how they appeared to you in another life that you shared with them. So in this instance, Clarence is coming through as 3 different aspects of his lifetimes, if that makes sense to you. Does that make sense to you?
I think I get, yes, I think I get it.
He's saying 3 is better than 1.
Yeah, sure it
3
is.
is better than 1, and that's how you get it done.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's really interesting. I haven't quite run into that actually. Where you have one entity like that come through as 3, but the 3 are still connected. So it's not 3 different entities, but it's 3 aspects of this one entity.
That is pretty cool.
And he says, I'm asking him if there's any other identifying information as far as names. And he's saying, no, Clarence is fine. He brings through a lot of energy from Orion. And so sometimes when you're connecting with him, you may feel like the room has filled up. Like there's tons and tons of people in there. Like all of a sudden you've got like 30 people in there. So he really brings in a lot of energy and connection. He's saying with your tribe.
Wow, very cool. Very cool.
They're very, this particular tribe is very head-centered and very action-oriented. They're very much about getting things done. And he's saying that the best way to connect to him is through thought.
Oh.
And sitting down and basically thinking about him, calling out the name Clarence in your mind, inviting them into your space. It's a little bit different than connecting with Samantha. Samantha is very much more heart-centered. So for Clarence, it's best to really go through your mind here.
Okay.
Visualizations would help with this. Sitting, thinking, inviting them in. Plans, making plans. What do I need to do now? How would this best work out?
Oh, that's a constant thing with me.
Yeah, is there any advice that you have for me regarding this specific project? And you'll feel, if you can tune into how they feel, you'll feel like a flurry of energy because they're always coming back and forth. And all right, we'll do this, we'll do this. Oh, they just showed me like oh, what is that God's name? With the wings on the ankles and, you know, swiftly going here and swiftly going here as if they're just flying through the air and zipping about. I can't remember the name. But that's how they work. It's very much of a get it done and moving around kind of energy.
That would explain a lot.
Okay, let's move on. And now, you mentioned Jeremiah, and Jeremiah poked his head in while Clarence was here. He said, no, I'm not part of that group. Jeremiah has an immediate personal connection to you. And he identifies himself as your son in another life that you two shared.
Wow.
He's sending me so much love for you. Okay, and about that life, he said it's during the 1800s in Britain. He says he was a carpenter's son, so I'm assuming that means you were married to a carpenter. You weren't very well off, but you were okay, and there was a lot of love in the household. But he's jumping off of that. He's like, besides that, I really want to talk about me now.
Good.
Jeremiah is very creative, and he's attracted to your own creativity. He's showing me you putting flowers into a vase. There's something about the way you like to arrange flowers. He loves watching that. He helps you with your creativity. Painting. Is there something that you want to do with painting? He's encouraging you with that and being really creative and taking a step out of your own comfort zone.
I've thought about it. I've thought about painting and just never thought, I mean, I don't have any talent.
Yeah, and see, he's bringing that up because he's saying go ahead and do that. Here's the thing, if you have a thought or an urge to do something, that is your soul saying, you know, you could do that. You could do it. Because you wouldn't even have the thought otherwise. You know?
Yeah.
And the thing is we don't often realize just how many incarnations our souls have had, how many lives we have already had, not just on Earth, but on different planets. So we have done just about anything that we've ever wanted.
Mm.
So if you're feeling, oh, you know, that might be nice to get some paints and explore and do that, but I don't know anything about painting, just do it.
Let's do it.
Because he's showing me that you do have a creative knack in you. There is creativity there. And he would like you to explore that, but he'd be right with you on that. He loves watching you. He keeps showing, he shows me himself following you around your house and just kind of, oh, what is she doing now? And, oh, that looks nice. And oh, that's beautiful. And oh, that's great. He comes across to me as a younger male. It's like in his 20s. I don't know why that is, but he wants to bring across that youthful, younger energy that is representative of connecting with your inner child, connecting with joy, connecting with freedom, with fun, being open, taking new chances, following your joy and your excitement, doing new things. And that's the energy that he really helps you with and supports you with. So he's definitely coming through to me as a younger man. Darker hair. Maybe, I think, brown eyes. His eyes are very soft. He's got a softness, but also an exuberance about him.
Now, does he have anything to do with our project?
He just said, of course. Like that. Of course I do. What do you think? Because it's very creative and there's a lot of different spokes in the wheel. He's saying like a wheel, and there's so many different spokes. And in order to get that all together, there has to be a certain sense of flow and congruency at the same time of getting it all together. And so it's almost as if you were like a painter, or you were like a dancer or an artist trying to get it all together.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have Clarence that helps you more with the logistics, day to day, trying to get this done. And they're more of that structured kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Samantha, who comes in with her heart energy and is very loving and healing. You know, it helps you get to those emotional feelings inside that you may need healing with, or you may need release with.
Oh.
So Jeremiah is just saying that you can connect to him. He's got a sense of humor, this one. He's saying you can ring a bell. Just ring a bell. Whether you visualize that or you literally ring a bell, like he's showing me like a little tea bell, or even like one of those hotel bells, ding, ding, ding.
I have two of those in my office. I have two of those in my office.
He's saying you can just ring that and I'll come running and whatever you need me. Come on, Jeremiah, I need help with this. Come on, I need some creative boost here. Get me back in the flow. So that's the best way to connect with Jeremiah. See if there's anyone else who'd like to step forward today. I have an animal spirit coming through. And I usually like to call these power animals because they offer us their essence and their power as we go through life. And sometimes power animals will stay with you for an entire lifetime.
Mm.
And sometimes they will just come in and offer you their power while you're going through a challenging time, or you need that kind of support from them.
Mm.
Oh, is that why? So I was seeing an animal come forward, but I was seeing two different types of animals' faces. And they're saying they work in unison. So what I'm seeing is I'm actually seeing a wolf coming forward, but I'm also seeing a panther, a black panther. One of these, they work in unison, but separately. The wolf helps you with strength, individuality, while also working within a pack mentality, and helps you working with many different people at once while also being able to stand in your own center.
Oh.
So you're not railroaded by all the extra energy that other people have that are coming around you. It is also a female wolf, and her name is Taya. Taya. Taya.
Oh, that's
Or
beautiful.
Taia. She's saying it doesn't matter, but it's Taya. And she's a female wolf. She would be regarded as the alpha female in a pack. So she's not lower in the pack structure. And depending on, for wolves, depending on what level they are in the pack structure, can also tell you what you most need help with. So being an alpha female is very much about delegating, very much about control, very much about keeping the den orderly, delegating a lot, major, she's showing me a lot of delegation, because alpha female wolves, they have to keep all the other ladies in their
I can see some similarities there.
You got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. Come on, we've got to do this now. Okay. Now the Black Panther that's coming through is male energy. It's not necessarily giving me a name. So usually when they do that, it's not necessarily important that they have a name. And for some reason, he's coming through with what the sound a snake makes for some reason, like tss, tss. This is interesting. When they do these types of things, it means there's a little bit of a rabbit hole for me to follow. Ah. Able to see, okay. So there's a reason for that. He comes through as a Black Panther because Black Panthers sort of connote this idea of this slithering sort of cat in the jungle or through the darkness. So it sort of has this energy of a snake because it's very smooth, kind of how it walks. And there's also this energy of swift movement to capture prey, much like how a snake will attack. Panthers will have that very sit and wait, And sort of just like your average house cat, you know, when they kind of do that low crawl,
Yeah.
you know, and they're trying to do something or sneak through something, but it's not as cute and funny when you see a black panther. So there's much more of this strong predator type of energy of focusing in and really getting to the heart of the matter. And there's also this bluntness that comes along with it, because you have that almost like a snake attack that they're showing me. And this helps you with seeing beyond what is there in front of you. And it helps you get to the heart of the matter like that.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes that can come across very bluntly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, bam, and you can just see it. And that energy helps you really get to the heart of the matter, but you can also, these can also develop into something if you wanted to do healing. You would have some other guides that would come through for that are waiting in the wings if you wanted to do some, yes, hands-on healing, actually working with healing emotional obstructions in people's energy fields.
Mm.
So you have the capability of that, and they're bringing that through to me. They're saying right now what that does is it helps you in your relationships with people in general, and it helps you see through people, it helps you see what somebody's really saying when they're saying one thing, and you can kind of go, oh, but no, there's something else here.
Mm.
That is helping with that. But there's also an opening, a doorway here that you can go through, and you can actually develop more of your physical, hands-on, energetic healing if you wanted to. It doesn't mean that you have to, because this is all about free will. This is all about choices. If your guides say you need to do this and you must do this, no. They don't usually talk like that, because they know that this is much more of them supporting us in our journey here, not so much about telling us what to do, and they shouldn't do that. And if they are telling you what to do, then that's wrong, because that must mean they're not a very good guide, because in my experience, they do not do that. They will not say, you must do this, you have to do this, or you should do this. It's more of, well, you could if you wanted to. That's how
if you choose to go that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how they work in unison, the wolf and the black panther, again, is you've got the alpha female energy, and then you've got that seeing beyond and that bluntness energy. And when they go in together, it makes you a powerhouse woman. There's just this sense of strong feminine power, of owning yourself, of standing in your own feet, having that strong foundation, and being able to see, like, it's almost as if you're on a mountain and you can see the entire valley below. And that's the energy that they help you with. And you can really tap into that again through visualization, through inviting them into your space, even pictures of a wolf or a black panther that you find that capture your interest. If you happen to look up on Google Images and, oh, I love that picture, using pictures like that to connect with them. Imagine them around the house with you. If you're feeling very low in your own power, think of them, call them forth. Okay. That's how they can help you. So let's see what they have to say. They brought up your healing, but let's see what else they have to say about your intuitive skills right now, and any advice that they have for developing that. They're saying you're a natural healer. You can explore that. And if you wanted to, there's some guides that would step forward with that. Yeah, you've had many past lives as a healer, and you can tap into that already. So you do have some guides that can step forward for that if you were to develop that. And they're saying energetic healing. So this would be like your pranic healing, Reiki, Qigong, moving energy around with your hands. You do that already naturally, but this would be if you were to focus on one. You could go, they're saying you could go the route of learning these different modalities, but you could also go straight to the source and learn it from your guides and develop your own way.
Ooh.
So you can skip the middleman in essence and learn directly for them, but that would require a lot of trust on your part. But it can be done. But if you wanted to learn other modalities, you can do it that way too.
Okay, wow.
Okay, so they're showing me that visualization is a really great way for you to connect. They're showing me that you have very vivid dreams. Very vivid dreams. So when you have those vivid dreams, that means you're natural clairvoyant. Now everybody is intuitive. That's just who we are. That's who we are before we ever came to Earth. We have all those abilities. But sometimes certain skills will pop up more than others. Like some people will be more developed in seeing clairvoyantly than they will be hearing clairaudiently. And they're saying that that's why they keep pushing the visualization, because you're naturally clairvoyant. And so it's just about trusting what you see. And there's an exercise that they love for you to try. And let's see. It's a visualization exercise that you can choose any place that you want to go to, but for some reason they're showing me a movie theater. And they're telling me, imagine that you're going to the movies, you've got your popcorn, you go into the theater, you sit down. The lights are still on in the theater, but they start to dim. And the projection screen, the screen lights up. And then you visualize who comes forth, which one of your guides comes forth. And then you look at them up on the screen. You tell yourself, what do you see? I see this. This is what this person looks like, or this being. And then you connect to your heart. How do they feel? How do they make me feel? Do they make me feel this? Do they make me feel this? Do they make me feel joy? Do they make me feel more in my heart? Where do I feel it? Do I feel it up here? Do I feel it down here? That helps you connect with their energy frequency. Doing this type of visualization for you will work with the skills that you already have. And that is your sense of being able to see, and also your sense of being able to feel, because you're very empathic and very clairsentient. And then working with these two will also help you develop more clairaudiently. Will you actually be able to hear? But for right now, just focus on the feeling and seeing.
Okay.
Because that comes naturally to you. That's what they're saying. And so during this exercise, as you're asking how you feel, this is something that you can do whether you're thinking about a movie theater, or whether you're in a beautiful park, or whether you're in a beautiful forest. It doesn't matter. It's just where you feel safe and comfortable. But they're showing me a movie theater for some reason. That must connect to you. It's just like movies. It's easy. They're saying it's easy to relax. It's easy to relax in the theater and look and watch the show. What was that?
I said I can picture that theater.
Yes, it's that's probably why they're giving that to me, because it's very easy to go ahead and visualize all that. So that's an exercise that you can do, and you can do it as many times as you want to meet as many guides as you want. And this will help you feel much more connected to them in a more realistic, grounded, physical kind of sense. And not so much of this, oh, they're over here, or they're somewhere over there.
Yeah.
It grounds them into your space so you can really, really connect and feel them around you.
That's what I've been hoping to do. Just that exact thing. Yeah.
And also, when you do this exercise, just be very, very open to what comes through. Be very open to the things that you see in your mind. Because sometimes when you connect with your guides and you're extremely open, you may get visions of who they are, who they have been, who they were before you even came down here, how you knew each other, other lives that you shared. And sometimes people can get overwhelmed with that and think, oh, this is just all imagination. This is just not real. Oh, we weren't in this life together. We weren't in that life together. That didn't happen. You don't look human. You look like an alien. So a lot of that doubt can come in, and it helps to really stay open, to keep your heart open and just be open to what does come through. And after this kind of exercise, after they step back from the screen and the screen goes dark and you're in the movie theater again and the lights come up, then you can write down all the things that you saw and to kind of ground that into physical reality. Whether you like to write it down, or even if you want to record your voice down, some people actually like to do a little video for themselves, like a little diary, help them in their process of their development with their spirit guides and their connection. It's whatever really connects with you and helps you ground that information. And over time, as you continually do that kind of visualization and you meet your guides, then you can move into the next step, which would be interacting with them on a daily basis and really, really bringing them into your life as if they're really there. And don't be afraid to do it, and don't think you're weird or kooky or woo-woo. Just bring them in as if they were there, because they are. They're in your energy space, and that is where they exist. They are not separate from you. It's not like they're a ghost in the room. Your energy is so wide and so big and so expansive. If we could even see it, we would be amazed, because it can fill up an entire house. It's so big. So they exist within your own energy, connected to your own consciousness.
Wow.
That is how they work. They're very much in tune with you and connected with your frequency. But each one of them has their own frequency, and that's a way to feel them when they're around and be able to tell who is who. And that's why they came through today with more of an emotional energy for you, because again, you're very natural healer and empathic. So with Samantha, it would be much more heart-based work in order to connect with her. And then with the boys, with Clarence, the boys, it's more of that thought-based energy. With them especially, they're showing me that it's such a mental type of connection that you could do automatic writing with them if you wanted to go down that route. And it wouldn't be necessarily channeling, but it would be more of them showing you images. at first, until you develop your clairaudience to the point where you are just channeling words.
Okay, because I've tried to do automatic writing and I was stuck with it and I didn't.
Yeah, don't do that yet. They're saying to go ahead and focus more on your clairsentience, your feeling, and your clairvoyance, you're seeing, because that'll come naturally to you to sit and to visualize and to meet them that way, and then to feel them. Then your clairaudience will open up. So it's a process over time that you need to do.
Which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's it for now. They're stepping back. Do you have any questions for me regarding what they've said to you today?
Well, I was just wondering, I wrote a book, and when I wrote it, it felt like it flowed right through me. And out on, was that any of them?
That, you could say that, but that was actually your higher self.
Okay.
You were completely connected with your higher self, and they worked as a team together. So it's like you had this channel with your higher self where that stuff just flowed. And it's like it was already there. It was like it had already been written, and it was just like, bam, and it just comes through you. And that's when your soul has already been working on something. Sometimes we do this when we sleep. Our soul travels, it works on stuff. It was already there, and all you needed to do was open that and let it come through.
It was
And
almost
so
too
your
easy.
spirit guides do, because you could say your spirit team comprises your higher self, your guides, your power animals or animal guides, and then your twin flame is already on that team as well. Whether the twin flame is acting as a guide or just acting more as like a coworker to the rest of them. But that was definitely your higher self.
That makes sense.
They're showing me a channel of that just going bam down in. And when I've had that experience, it's like, wow, this was already written.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, right?
I don't think I remembered half of this stuff. How did that happen?
Yeah, it's amazing when that happens, isn't it?
Yeah. Excuse me.
Okay, what other questions do you have for me, Carolyn?
I don't. I'm trying to take it all in, and I've made all my notes, and I'm going to listen to this again. But wow, thank you, Vanessa. This, in my concrete little head, this all makes so much sense. I've been trying to make sense out of what I've heard and what I think I've seen, but just the way you presented it, this is something I can grasp and work with.
Awesome.
For that.
Awesome. Yeah, like I said earlier, this is just a way of remembering. This is all it is. And when it clicks like that, it means, oh, okay, yeah, I remember this. This is how it is. And it just makes sense. It's like, oh, I get it. I feel that way too when I receive new information from my guides, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And that's just like a puzzle piece coming in, and it fits perfectly.
Yes.
You just feel it and you see it, and it all makes sense to you.
And there's so much more, but this is a wonderful place to start.
Yes. Yes, this right here will give you a little bit of groundwork and a little bit of a foundation for you to continually grow with your guides.
Thank you for that.
Create more of a stronger connection. You're very, very welcome, Carolyn. Thank you.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
With me and allowing me into your energetic space and meeting the whole team here.
It's my pleasure. I'm so glad you're part of the group.
So am I. Thank you.
Oh. Well, I'm good, my dear.
Okay. I did not think it was going to be that long.
Oh, no, and that's why it's just let it go and it'll do what it does.
I know. I asked them specifically. I said, try to keep it short try to keep it short, but if it goes over, that's fine, because I'm just going to allow it to happen, because that's all you can do is just allow it to happen however it does.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, mwah. Thank you so much, Vanessa.
You're so welcome. Thank you.